Good day. ഇനി നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി പോകുന്നത് ഇത് സ്ട്രഗിൾ ആൻഡ് ഫ്രീഡം ഫോക്കസ് ഏരിയയിലെ അടുത്ത ഇതാണ് സ്ട്രഗിൾ ആൻഡ് ഫ്രീഡം. ഇത് എന്തൊക്കെയാണെന്ന് നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. ഇതിലെ ഒരു ഇൻട്രഡക്ഷനായിട്ട് പറയുന്നത് ഗാന്ധിജിയെ കുറിച്ചിട്ടാണ്. ദ ഗാന്ധിയൻ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്സ്, ദ മെയിൻ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്സ് ആർ പീസ്, ട്രൂത്ത് ആൻഡ് അഹിംസ ആൻഡ് നോൺ വയലൻസ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തെ കുറിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ചാപ്റ്ററിൽ ഫോക്കസ് ഏരിയയിൽ ചർച്ച ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി പോകുന്നത്. അതിൽ ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ടത് ഏർലി സ്ട്രഗിൾസ് ഓഫ് ഗാന്ധിജി. ഇതാണ് ഫസ്റ്റ് ഫോക്കസ് ഏരിയ ആയിട്ട് കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. വാട്ട് ദ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് ഗാന്ധിയൻ. അത് പറയുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് ഗാന്ധിയെക്കുറിച്ചിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഈ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്കിലെ സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ്ങിൽ എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് പറഞ്ഞതെന്ന് നോക്കാം. ഗാന്ധി കുഡ് ഗെയിൻ ദ ട്രസ്റ്റ് ആൻഡ് റെസ്പെക്ട് ഓഫ് ദി കോമൺ പീപ്പിൾ ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യ. ഹൗ എന്നുള്ളൊരു ചോദ്യമാണ്. എങ്ങനെയാണ്? ഇൻവോൾവ്മെൻറ്റ് ഇൻ ദ പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യൻസ് ഇൻ സൗത്ത് ആഫ്രിക്ക. തുടക്കത്തിൽ തന്നെ അദ്ദേഹം ഇന്ത്യൻസിൻ്റെ പ്രോബ്ലംസിൽ സൗത്ത് ആഫ്രിക്കയിൽ തന്നെ ഇടപെട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. His protest in South Africa, he lived among the common people and their food, their clothing, their language. അതുകൊണ്ട് ആളുകൾക്ക് കുറേ കൂടി അദ്ദേഹം ഇഷ്ടമുള്ളവനായി മാറി. Common people found him as the savior or even the protector from the clutches of slavery. അതുകൂടി ആയ സമയത്ത് ഗാന്ധിജി സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ്ങിൽ തന്നെ ഇന്ത്യയിൽ എത്തുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് തന്നെ അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു ലീഡർഷിപ്പ് ക്വാളിറ്റിയിൽ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ദാറ്റ് വാസ് an introduction. Now divide the class into 3 groups and other things. Now early struggles of Gandhiji. ഇതാണ് നമ്മുടെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഫോക്കസ് ഏരിയയിലെ ഈ ചാപ്റ്ററുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടുള്ള ആദ്യത്തെ ഏർലി സ്ട്രഗിൾസ് ഓഫ് ഗാന്ധിജി. അതിൽ 3 സ്ട്രഗിൾസ് ആണ് പ്രധാനമായിട്ടുള്ളത്. ഒന്ന് ചമ്പാരൻ സ്ട്രഗിളാണ്. ചമ്പാരൻ സ്ട്രഗിൾ എന്താണെന്ന് നോക്കാം. ഇൻ ചമ്പാരൻ ബീഹാർ 1970 എക്കണോമിക് പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ഓഫ് ഇൻഡിഗോ ഫാമേഴ്സ്, നീലം കർഷകരുടെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളിൽ ഇടപെടുന്ന ഒരവസ്ഥ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഹി ലോഞ്ച്ഡ് ഫസ്റ്റ് സത്യാഗ്രഹ ദർ. ഇൻഡിഗോ ഫാമേഴ്സിൻ്റെ സത്യാഗ്രഹത്തിലാണ് ആദ്യമായിട്ട് സത്യാഗ്രഹവുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടുകൊണ്ട് ഇന്ത്യയിൽ അദ്ദേഹം പങ്കെടുക്കുന്നത്. ഗവൺമെൻറ് അപ്പോയിൻറ്റഡ് എ കമ്മിറ്റി. പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ഓഫ് ദി പെസൻസ് were somewhat resolved by Gandhian interference. After struggle, he worked for them. അതിനുശേഷം അദ്ദേഹം വർക്ക് ചെയ്തു by establishing primary schools there, by initiating medical aids, by involving in cleaning activities, and he been contributing for the locality. That was the first early struggle of ഗാന്ധിജി. ഗാന്ധിജിയിലെ ആദ്യമായിട്ടുള്ള സ്ട്രഗിൾ ഒന്നാണ് ഇൻഡിഗോ റിവോൾട്ട്. ഗാന്ധിജിയുടെ എന്താണ് ഇൻ ചമ്പാരൻ ഇൻ ബീഹാർ വാസ് ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് അറ്റംപ്റ്റ് ഹി മേഡ് ഇൻ ഇന്ത്യ. Now the second one we can see Ahmedabad mill strike, cotton mill strike in Ahmedabad. In Gujarat 1918, cotton mill workers, they are being exploited by the British. They were denied to plague bonus. Now what is meant by plague bonus? At that time there is a thing called it as plague, and the workers are being granted an amount to satisfy their life for these activities and other things. They are getting a money, but it's been denied. Against that denial of this getting money, Gandhiji also been interfered this one, and Gandhiji uses satyagraha as a tool, and authorities agreed to hike their wages. Authority being suppressed to Gandhiji used satyagraha as a tool. Authorities agreed to hike the wages. That is a result of the second struggle. And the third one, it's happened in Kheda Satyagraha of 1918 in Kheda, Gujarat. 1918, farmers being exploited due to the drought and crop failure. They had to pay more taxes and excessive taxes, and increasing of the taxes created a lot of problems to these farmers. Rulers decided to collect taxes. Gandhiji used satyagraha. The third time he used satyagraha and asked them not to pay the tax. Authorities agreed to reduce the tax. That was the important point. In three struggles, Gandhiji got the winning edge from these exploiters. These are the three important early struggles of Gandhiji. Now we can see the impact. When we are talking about the three struggles, the impact of these three struggles by the Gandhi, all were regional and economical issues. He used disobedience and satyagraha, no violence at all, ensured the help of local leaders. His method of struggle was accepted by everyone because it's non-violence, non-satyagraha, etc. and it's a common man's struggle. People believed that the Gandhiji could solve their problem. By this, more and more people are being attached towards Gandhiji and called him as the leader. Now the results of the early struggle that we already gone through. Now the second focus area point is non-cooperation movement and the Kilafat movement. Now what is meant by non-cooperation movement? It's the first national level struggle by Indian National Congress led by Gandhiji from 1920 to 22. What were the characteristics of non-cooperation movement? What are the important characteristics? We are not cooperating to the British. Due to we are cooperating to the British, they are ruling us. Now what are the important characteristics of non-cooperation movement? Students shall boycott English schools. We are not going to cooperate with them. Lawyers shall boycott the courts. The public shall boycott the foreign products. Boycott elections. Returning their British award and prizes. Whichever awards and prizes they gave, we are going to return it back. And denial of taxes. These are the characteristics which put forward by Gandhiji in the struggle against British by the name of non-cooperation. Now how the people responded to the non-cooperation movement. The farmers refused to pay taxes in Awadh. Tribal people enter the forest and collect forest product in Andhra. They have been enclosed forest and they are not supposed to come inside they are being enter inside the forest. They are being smashed inside and they collected the products. Officials in Uttar Pradesh refused to carry luggages of the colonial officials. Farmers refused to carry luggages of the colonial officials in Uttar Pradesh. The farmers refused to carry luggages of the colonial officials in Uttar Pradesh. Lawyers boycotted the court. Students quit British schools and colleges, and even the public burned foreign clothes. These are the methods adopted in the non-cooperation movement. Now, Gandhi motivated the people to participate in the constructive program. And we are talking about the constructive programs of Gandhiji. What are the important constructive programs of Gandhiji? To make indigenous product, our own products. To spin khadi by charkha. To establish national schools by our own national schools, not the British schools. Popularizing the Hindi as the common language of India and to eradicate untouchability and other social evils. These are, we called it as the constructive programs implemented by Gandhiji. Now, by this constructive program, there are certain institutions being put forward by different people in India by the motivation of Gandhiji, like Kashi Vidyapit, Gujarat Vidyapit and Jamia Millia University. These are, we called it as the practical outcomes of Gandhian constructive programs. Now the second one is the Kilafat movement. The Kilafat movement, we already know about the Kilafat movement, the Caliphs of Turkey, and they have been mistreated by the British, and retaliation of the thing. All over the world, the people, the Muslims were revolt against the British. The same thing happened in India by the leadership of, under the leadership of Ali brothers, by Ali brothers, Maulana Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. As a part of nationalist movement, Gandhiji invited them to take part in Indian national movement, and Mahatma Gandhi contributed the cause for Killapath movement. The main aim is to make closer the Hindu and Muslim towards each other for national movement against British. He knows that when the Hindus and the Muslims come together, then only we will get the freedom. That was a nice opportunity being evolved by Gandhiji to get Indian independence. He traveled across the world for this cause. Now, what are the results? Anti-British feeling all over India, not only by the Hindus, upper caste, lower caste, even the Muslim community also being part of this anti-British feelings. The second one is the important one, the Hindu-Muslim unity was intensified by these measures. Strengthening national movement, and even at the grassroots level, the people are participated in the national movement, and support of Muslim community was a very important thing at that time. Now, at that time, there was an incident called as Chowra incident in non-cooperation movement. The police violently reacted this movement, and in this several people were injured. In Uttar Pradesh, a place called Chowra, the villagers set afire the police station, and even 22 police personnel died. This incident, we called it as the Chowra incident. And due to this, Gandhiji withdrew non-cooperation movement because of the sporadic violence and violence being creeping. ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ടുള്ള വയലൻസ് ഉണ്ടാവുന്നത് കൊണ്ട് എന്താണ് ഗാന്ധിജി നോൺ കോപ്പറേഷൻ മൂവ്മെന്റ് നിർത്തിവെക്കുകയുണ്ടായി. Prepare the slogans of non-cooperation movement. Swaraj is our aim. We want freedom. Avoid foreign. Stop all taxes. India is our land. These all are the aims. Now in Lahore Session, the next focus area we are coming towards Lahore Session. In Lahore Session, the Congress session was held at Lahore in 1929 under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru. The Congress put forward two important policies. One we call it as Purna Swaraj and Civil Disobedient Movement. Purna Swaraj and Civil Disobedient Movement. And these two things are there. Lahore Session, Purna Swaraj and Civil Disobedient Movement. We are disobeying all the rules and regulations created. In this, we can see the Dandi March, the Salt Satyagraha, everything being part of this thing. Here Gandhiji put forward by Gandhiji a 12-point problem. He prepare a note about the proposal. These are the proposal put forward by the Gandhiji to remove salt tax, to declare 50% tax reduction of the farmers, to increase tax of import foreign clothes, to realize political prisoners, to release political prisoners, to decrease military expenses. Likewise, they put forward. But the British not accepted, and it's gone towards what we called it as salt satyagraha. Now, why Gandhiji used salt as an important tool? Because it's an important question for you people for the board examination. British got high income from salt because everybody wants the salt. Heavy burden for the poor people. It was really a burden for the people. British banned indigenous salt production. There was threefold hike on salt price, and it was inspired by all, and it is actually a common man's problem. That is why Gandhiji chose it as an important struggle or a problematic problem against British. Now it's happened all over India. It's happened in Kerala, in Payyanur, and even Tamil Nadu. They made salt and distributed, hoisted national flags and chanted anti-British slogans. These all things happened all over India, not only in Kerala, not only in Payyanur. It's in Gujarat, it's in Tamil Nadu. In Payyanur, K. Killapan was the leader of this march. In Darshanam, Gujarat, Sarojini Naidu. Verayangam, Tamil Nadu, C. Rajagopalacharya. And Bombay, Madras, Noakhali, Bengal, everywhere it's happened. By making salt as a tool of protest, Gandhiji proved that even an unimportant thing like common issue can be used as a powerful weapon against the British to secure support of the society and to inform the public in a simple way to the exploitation of British. How they are